Caesar's consulship and his conquests in Gaul are considered the crown jewel of his career. His Gallic conquests, which are commonly known as the Gallic Wars, are seen as Caesar's greatest accomplishments. His subjugation of the Gallic people and his reforms as a consul cemented his position as one of the most loved leaders of the late Republic. Let's delve deeper and find out exactly why. In 59 BCE, Caesar secured the consulship and formed the first triumvirate between himself, Marcus Licinius Crassus, the richest man in Rome, and his old ally Pompey. Caesar would also marry Calpurnia. One of his first ratified laws was the redistribution of land in Italy to poor citizens and Pompey's soldiers. Caesar was also given the governorship of Cisalpine Gaul, Illyricum, and Transalpine Gaul, along with the command of 4 legions for the years of 58 to 54 BCE. In 58 BCE, after his term as consul was over, a tribe named the Helvetii was migrating towards Roman territory. Caesar, ever so proactive, went to block the tribe, forcing them to move north. Caesar then followed them to protect his Gallic allies who had requested aid. After several weeks, Caesar was running low on food and took his 6 legions to the Gallic outpost of Bibracte to resupply, with the Helvetii shadowing Caesar. The battle commenced near the town, resulting in the defeat and surrender of the Helvetii. Shortly after that encounter, Caesar was informed that a German king, Ariovistus, had been invited over the Rhine. The king had attacked the Aedui, one of Rome's allies, and was bringing thousands of Germans into Gaul. This was unacceptable because Ariovistus was encroaching on Rome's sphere of influence. Negotiations broke down, after which Caesar decisively beat the Germans, forcing them to flee. The Roman army would winter in Gaul, while Caesar tended to his duties in the Republic. He returned to his army in the spring of 57 BCE after hearing of an anti-Roman coalition formed by the Belgae. This was just another excuse he needed to conquer all of Gaul. He moved swiftly, surprising the Remi, who then betrayed the coalition, providing Caesar intel on the Belgic army. The remaining Belgae would then meet Caesar on the Exana River. However, fight would not commence, and the Belgians would return home. But not all the Belgians were ready to give up. The Nervi formed another coalition and met the Romans on the Cibis River. The battle ended in a Roman victory, with Caesar claiming only 500 Belgae survived of the original 60,000. In 56 BCE, the triumvirate of Caesar, Crassus, and Pompey met in Lucca, Italy. They decided that Pompey and Crassus would run for consul and would then grant Caesar an extension on his governorship till 49 BCE, preserving his legal immunity until he could run for consul again. Caesar then got word that a sea trading tribe, the Veneti, had arrested some Roman diplomats. For this minor transgression, Caesar burned down their villages, destroyed their fleet, and either killed or enslaved their entire population. In 55 BCE, Caesar had plans to sail over the English Channel to Britannia. But before he could do this, he heard of a massive tribe of Germanic peoples crossing the Rhine. Caesar quickly repelled this migration, slaughtering a large number of Germans. Caesar then built a bridge over the Rhine and crossed into Germania, becoming the first Roman general to do so. After this, Caesar led an expedition into Britain, under the pretense that the Britons had been supplying Caesar's Gallic enemies. Although he would not achieve much in Britain, the Roman consuls Pompey and Crassus declared 20 days of Thanksgiving for Caesar. The next year, in 54 BCE, Caesar would again lead an expedition to Britain. And this time he subdued the resistance led by Cassivellaunus, making his territory a Roman tributary and placing a client king in charge. After a revolt in northern Gaul annihilated one legion and severely crippled another in the winter of 54 to 53 BCE, Caesar took 2 legions and put down the revolt. He would then build another bridge over the Rhine and destroy some Germanic villages. By 52 BCE, most tribes in Gaul had united under Vercingetorix. They formed a united Gallic force and started harassing Romans and Roman allies in Gaul. As reports started piling up, Caesar realized another revolt was occurring, so he marched into central Gaul. Vercingetorix knew that he could not win a pitched battle against the Romans, so he adopted a scorched earth strategy in order to deprive the Romans of food and supplies. Caesar then took the stronghold of Avaricum by siege, using a ramp and siege towers to scale the walls. Afterwards, Caesar marched on the city of Gergovia, where Vercingetorix would win a decisive victory. Both armies regrouped and met at the city of Alesia. After an elaborate battle involving wall building and a second Gallic army, Vercingetorix surrendered. Gaul was annexed into Rome. The Gallic Wars were over.